In this tutorial, I'm going to look at the normal distribution function. So when you are in RStudio, the command that we use is pnorm, open parenthesis q, and then specify the mean, and then the standard deviation SD, and then specify the lower tail if it is true or false. If we specify that lower tail is true, then we'll be calculating the probability that x is less than or equals to x. If we specify false, it will be the probability that x is greater than x. If you don't write anything on lower tail there, just omit that part where it says lower tail, then by default it assumes that lower tail is true. It will be calculating the probability that x is less than or equals to x. So in this tutorial, we're going to look at the problems which are appearing on the right there. So I'll start with number 1. Let x be a normally distributed random variable with mean mu equals to 10 and standard deviation sigma equals to 2. We will find the probability that x lies between 11 and 13.6. Lying between 11 and 13.6, so we can write that as the probability that x is greater than or equals to 11, but less than or equals to 13.6, which will simplify to the probability that x is less than or equals to 13.6 minus the probability that x is less than or equals to 11. So I'll now find out that probability, and I'll write the probability of x less than or equals to 13. That probability is pnorm, open parenthesis, and our q there is 13.6. Specify the mean is 10. Specify the standard deviation is 2. And in this case, we are calculating the probability x less than or equals to 13.6. So there's no need of specifying the lower tail there, because by default it will assume that is true. Then I'll subtract the probability that x is less than or equals to 11. That probability there will be given by pnorm, open parenthesis, I type in my 11, and then the mean is a 10, and then the standard deviation is a 2. And again here I want to specify the lower tail, because by default it assumes that lower tail is true. And I press enter, and then it will give the value as 0.2726072. So what you are having there is that the probability that x lies between 11 and 13.6 is 0.2726072. I now move on to question number 2. And the grade point averages of a large population are approximately normally distributed with mean equals to 2.4 and standard deviation 0.8. What fraction of the students who possess a grade point average in excess of 3? So in this case, what we are being asked to find is the probability that x is greater than 3. So what we'll do, I'll type my pnorm, open parenthesis, and we are looking at the value 3 there, and our mean is 2.4, our standard deviation is 0.8. In this case, this is probability x greater than x, so we would have to specify the lower tail false, which calculates probability x greater than x. So in this case, it will be calculating the probability that x is greater than 3, the 3 that I have specified there. So I will type lower tail equals to, and then I type in false, so that it calculates the probability that x is greater than 3. And then I'll press enter, and it gives the probability there as 0.2266274. So that will be the fraction of students who possess a grade point average in excess of